I'm Emmeline.
And I'm Kindy.
And welcome to Stuff with Moms, a podcast about shows, stories, and enjoying life.
So, Emmeline, how has your month been?
It was really great. Let's see, we got home and unpacked, kind of had like a week of like chill time after our trip. And then the boys started school. And then a week later, I started school. So,
oh man,
it's been a lot.
Utter chaos at the Emmeline's residence.
Yeah, it's been going. And then like right before I started up school, it was like, I have to do this and this and this and this because this semester I'm taking 16 credits.
Oh, Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh, Emmeline.
Because there's a couple
your
of
life?
I don't, but it's gonna be as soon as I start. So next semester I start clinicals. That's where we go and like work with actual patients and stuff.
Oh, okay. Dang, already?
Yeah, they start us. We do kind of like where we follow a respiratory therapist around and they teach us stuff, and then after that we're kind of like they supervise us while we actually help, and then
oh dang,
yeah. Anyway, we get into it pretty fast, and so I was like, well, before that craziness starts, I'm gonna get the couple of extra classes that I need in order to graduate done this semester. So
oh, okay.
I still have one more after this semester that isn't like a respiratory specific class, and it's microbiology. So anyway.
So wait, you don't have to graduate to start clinicals, or you do have to graduate to start?
It's part of school.
Gotcha. So your route in this journey of education you're getting, you decided to cram pack this semester because next semester you will have your microbiology, which in a nutshell is hard enough that you're only taking it, and then also clinicals.
And respiratory classes.
Oh, and respiratory
classes. There's respiratory classes, clinicals, and then I'll still have microbiology, but I think I'm going to take it in the summer. I'm not going to take it in January. So,
well, best of luck to you in those 16 credits, because oh man.
But I'm excited. I've found that I really enjoy learning. It's nice. Anyway, What about you? How's your month been?
Okay, so apparently listening to our podcast is very educational, because I feel like an idiot because I remember specifically, because it drives me crazy when other podcasters do this, when you have a someone who you can't really hear, so you have to like turn it up to hear them, but then they get really loud in other moments, so you have to turn it down. And I do that. And I was like so irritated with myself. So I'm so sorry to all of our listeners that there were because I had to turn it up, and then sure enough, I got loud and I had to turn it down. It's like, can you just talk into the thing and not be annoying?
I usually try to correct that when I edit, so I must not have done a good job.
Well, you do a great job, because it was just one that was really bad, and you probably just were too busy. It's probably when classes started or what have you, and it shouldn't have to be on you. So yeah, that was I felt so bad. I was like, you idiot. And then I did have a follow-up. So last episode in our random tangents, we were talking about binkies. Oh yeah, because Emmeline, the younger, came and popped in as a guest, surprise guest to all of us. And we were talking about binkies and the different names, and in England they call them dummies, which is really weird. I was actually going to look up why, but I never did, so you guys can Google it.
We actually had 2 listeners reach out to us and let us know that it's called a dummy.
Good.
So
Nice. Thank you. We appreciate it because we don't know nothing. At least I don't. It's so funny. I always talk about, because I feel like there's more listeners on your side of our podcast than on mine, but I don't know. This is almost a therapy session because I want more of my people to listen, but I don't talk about it and I don't ask them to, I guess. I don't know what your magic is, but I do have listeners. So shout out to Tammy. Thank you for listening, and my aunt Chris, she's awesome, and my sister and sisters, plural, Kelsey and Nikki, but I think that's all. I'm sure there's more. I just need to remember that people do care. So it was just interesting to talk to her. She was funny, Tammy. She was like, I just listened to the first part because I don't care for Smallville and I haven't watched any of it and I won't. I was like, I don't blame you at all. That's okay. I'm being forced to. So
you
I'm
make
kidding.
it sound so
really not.
great, Kindy.
It is getting better. Well, it's just Lana. She makes it really hard to like it, but it is getting intriguing, especially now that we're in season 4 and Lois Lane is in the picture. So, but we'll get to that anyway. So it was just interesting. Well, and it was funny because having that in mind, I'm like, you do kind of miss, because we do talk about like deep topics, but most of the time it is Smallville. So I can definitely understand it, but I thought it was interesting. So Tammy, you can listen to all of this because we're not talking about Smallville.
Yep.
But yeah. So yeah, kids started school, and it's weird because Anders is starting 2 weeks before Emmeline, the younger, and she is like the last week of this month, and she's going to a different school. So it's just going to be interesting. But
how is that working transportation wise? Is everything?
I guess
I don't know yet. Right?
Yeah, Anders walks, and I don't know if Emmeline's going to do a bus. Like, nobody's reached out. I don't understand why the school district does this, but they do this fun thing where they don't text you the bus schedule until the day before.
Oh.
Yeah. Why?
That would stress me out.
It makes absolutely no sense, and it's thoroughly annoying, especially when you get a text where it's like, we're gonna pick her up at 7:10 in the morning at her daycare, and they're not open until 7:30, so I'd have to sit there. It all worked out in the end, but it was like, oh, okay. Let's not figure this out before everything starts. But anyway, whatever. It was annoying, and they don't know how to use Google Maps to figure out what side of the road they need to be on, so it took forever for them to figure out. It's interesting. So I have word of the month. It is hidebound. Hidebound.
It sounds like it would be like from German. A German word.
Hidebound.
And you're going into uncharted territory.
No.
No?
No. It's unwilling to accept new or different ideas.
Oh.
Yeah. Hidebound.
All right. So I have a question from our box. How would you live differently if you knew you'd die in exactly 1 year?
Kind of a hard concept because it's very...
Well, you can be generic. Like me, I probably wouldn't do school because school's going to be done in 2 years. So I'm like, okay, if I got a year, I'll not go to school and I'll focus on family and friends, spending time with them. I get another little part-time job that has me gone during when the boys are at school.
Would you actually work? You had 1 year to live. You'd work?
Mm, maybe so I could like do all the little improvements I want to do on the house for
Would you care
Kyle
about
when
the
he
Oh, yeah.
when he has to live on without me. Be like, I need
Like
to fix this and I
what?
need to fix this and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't work. Maybe I'd be like, I'm just gonna
I
spend all my
definitely
time with
wouldn't.
people.
Yeah. I I don't know, because I guess the only circumstance that's changing is the length of time you live. So I kind of would still have to work for us to have insurance. Since that's like my main reason for work. Well, not the main reason, but that and bringing extra cash. But
Right.
uh yeah, I mean, I definitely would spend more time with my kids and Matt. Most definitely. I don't know about siblings. I think I just focus on my kids and Matt and like cram as much time in with them. I don't know. I'm sure I'd hang out with other people too. I don't know. the,
And I'd
okay.
probably
So,
like eat all the things I wanted to.
yeah,
I'm just eating the good
I'm
stuff.
just eating ice cream for breakfast every day.
And then I end up dying a little bit sooner. No.
I don't know. I'm having a really hard time like pinpointing something on this question. I think cuz it wouldn't happen, so it's like why ponder what I would do differently? I don't, which is not nice cuz you even told me this before we started and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, cool." But now I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like this question." So, I'm a jerk. I'd change that. I would definitely care less of what other people thought and I would just do whatever I wanted. I
Pajamas
think I'd
every day.
Yeah, pajamas every day, hang out with my kids, my family more, probably extended family and like close friends. I think I'd probably start writing like Anders and Emmeline a letter since they're so young and just like tell them stories about themselves. I definitely
Oh,
would do
that's
that. I
cute.
thought of that when you were talking and then I forgot about it, but I remembered. So
I
yeah,
like
stuff
that.
like that. I would care way less of what other people thought. Yeah. So that's it though. Probably.
I told Lorenzo the other day. He had watched this movie, and he was like, "What was really cool is the mom died, but she had written this letter for her kid, and so they had their mom and still." And I was like, "Oh, well, I did that for you guys. You have some letters from me in my memory box. So when I die, you can read those." And he's like, "What? You do? That's really nice, Mom." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm so nice."
I'm such a good mom.
No, I was just like, it was just something I wanted to do because I was like, who knows how long I'm going to last. So
Right? Yeah.
I
It's
write
kind
to
of
them
your
every year
you
on their
have more of
birthday.
like a you have more of like a Oh, you do? You write to them every birthday?
Yep. Be
Oh,
like,
that's
this is what you
awesome.
did this year. These are all the things I appreciate about you. And
Aw, that's so sweet.
so, yeah.
Life Sketch by Emmeline for her children. That's
All
cool.
right. Over the summer, Kindy and I both read some books, so we'll talk about one of the books we've read. So, Kindy, you want to go first?
It was called The Housekeeper. I've read a lot of other ones, but that one is not a normal go-to book for me because I I've never joined a book club because I never wanted to be dictated to on what book to read. And I was like never a fan of the ones that people picked. Not that I like know all the books that they're going to pick, but I don't know. I have different tastes, I think. I think me and you, like if you were in charge of a book club, that would work for me.
No,
But we have
Kindy,
similar
I told
tastes.
you about my book club here, right? That they
No.
just pick a theme and then everybody picks the book they want according to that theme.
Nuh-uh.
It is the coolest thing. I think every book
That
club should be
is.
this.
Yeah, that's
They're
way
like,
better.
pick a story about animals, and so we all picked different books that had an animal as a character or a biography about. Anyway, so
Huh. Yeah, that's way better. I like that idea than, hey, we're all reading this and we're all going to talk about it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we've met twice. One I couldn't go to because I didn't realize it's like an in-person meeting.
Ah,
So I didn't. It was the day I didn't go to work, and so because it's from work, it's a bunch of us at work that are in it, and so the housekeeper was the book that they picked, and it actually was good. I didn't
okay.
like how it was written, like the character development. What I don't know. I don't know if it was like the grammar or the words used, or I don't know. But at the end, I was like, okay, I like this book, but it's not a good. I don't know if that's a good thing, because okay, the story is that she has a troubled past, the housekeeper, and she gets hired on at this lady's house who has like this very attractive husband, and she is like very well kept, not super attractive, but just very nice looking and well kept. And then she has a daughter that isn't actually the husband's, so she brought the daughter into the marriage. And so the housekeeper, with her troubled past, has a record. And so she gets hired on and is grateful for the job, but then realizes that there's actually trouble in paradise and that the mom is crazy, and she gets locked in the attic.
Oh.
But as the story goes, you come to find out that I don't know how to not give things away, because we're so used to giving things away that I'm trying really hard not to. Anyway, it was a really good book. I enjoyed it at the end.
But it took you the whole book to enjoy it?
Yeah, it took a little past the middle. Usually, I feel like most books, the good part it starts to get good halfway through, because then the story, you spend the first half of the book, with the background and information that you need, and then the story picks up and you're like, okay, I'm in it. Sometimes if it's a good book, you'll stay in it or you'll just put it down. And there were a lot of moments that I was going to put it down. If it wasn't for a book club, I would not have finished it. And I think that would have been bad on me, because it actually turned out to be pretty clever. So,
well, cool.
Yeah. What about you? What was a book you've read?
I actually read a Stephen King novel.
What?
Yeah. It was. It isn't like creepy though. It wasn't one of his creepy ones. It was 11/22/63, which was the JFK assassination.
Whoa.
And
okay.
it's a time traveling book. It's a dude, and he goes back in time to alter history to save JFK and all the ramifications that happen because of that. And it was really it was interesting. There was I really liked the way his time traveling system worked. It was like a portal. And, and it was kind of like, it was a throwback to that time, the songs and the styles and the way people treated each other. Like, it was interesting, all of that. And this guy's growth as a character was interesting. And I enjoyed it. Because it's a Stephen King novel, there was language, and there were some sexy parts. It didn't get too graphic, but it definitely happened.
It gave you the idea of what was going on.
Yep.
You're like, got it.
Skip the page.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
it was cool. It's quite the book, though. But I was just like, I'm not going to be able to read for a long time. That won't be textbook. I need to read a book. So I read a, really big book.
Yeah, his books are thick. Actually, my little brother gave me a Stephen King book, and I still have it, and I haven't started it at all.
Which one? Do you know which one it is?
No, I was just Googling covers because I can't remember what it's called. It's like a street sign and a carnival in the background. But so far it's like set in the 60s, I think. I started reading it, but I've only gotten into like the first 8 pages. So I haven't even finished a chapter, I don't think. Or maybe I have. Maybe it's like 3 chapters or 2. Anyway, I do intend to read it, but I just haven't yet. So That's good that you have reached out of your comfort zone.
I did.
Because that is definitely not a normal Emmeline read.
It isn't. It isn't, but it was recommended to me. I was like, sure, I'll try it out. So anyway, It was interesting. I wouldn't recommend it to people because of all the lots of swearing and the sexy parts, but it was an interesting book. So if ever they make a movie of it, go see the movie.
There you go. Although if the book has the words and the sexy, then the movie probably will.
Yeah, probably will. You're right. Yeah. But then it will at least be rated. It's a rated R book. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Now we know. I actually met someone who started working in our office that she is a reader. Like, she loves it. She has 5 books that she's reading. And that's like consistent. She'll just have 5 books that she's reading all at the same time.
Well, I have that, but that's because I get bored of one and I move on to another one.
So that's not her. She'll, like, depending on what device she has or where she's sitting, like, she's got a book in her purse that she'll be reading. And then she's got a book on her Kindle. She's got a book on her phone. She's got a book at her house. And she'll read them. She'll read them all. She's like, I very rarely can't finish a book, but she called it something specific. She like used the initials. I was like, this is a book reader, because she like, did not finish. So DNF. She's like, oh, that was a DNF book, or I DNF'd it. I'm like, what? You did what now? But yeah. Anyway, I don't
readers
think I'll
have their own lingo now.
I know, right? Not only are there book clothes, but there's like a high echelon of like, if you're up in this high end, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, she reads a lot, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so we wanted to change it up since Emmeline had stated last time, where we are wanting to talk about different topics before we get into season 4 of Smallville. And so this oh my gosh, words. We're going to talk about cystic fibrosis. So,
yeah,
which is what Emmeline has been diagnosed with. So, Emmeline, what is cystic fibrosis? Or CF?
CF is a genetic disease so it's inherited from your parents, and it affects the way that the cell allows water and salt to pass through the cellular membrane. And that affects us in lots of different ways, and no 2 CF people are alike in how it affects them. There's some general things. It varies depending on the person. Most of us have lung disease. Most of us have pancreatic deficiencies. All of us have salty sweat, which is actually how a lot of people with CF used to get diagnosed with CF, they would do what was called a sweat test. And they would make you sweat and then check the amount of salt in your sweat to see if you had CF. My one sister, Kendra, she actually had to get tested twice because hers was pretty close or inconclusive. I don't remember, but she had to get tested twice. So that used to be the way that they would test for cystic fibrosis before they could figure it out from blood work.
That's interesting.
Because of our poor circulation, we usually have clubbed fingers. Those are the main ones. But it's all because the water and salt makes it so we have thick, sticky mucus. Most parts of your body have mucus. And like in your lungs, it's what helps, transport.
Clear out? Oh.
Yeah, transport bacteria and stuff out of your lungs to keep it a good environment. But because our mucus is thick and sticky in our lungs, it actually holds on to all those germs. And we develop pneumonias and we get sick easier. And within our digestive tract and our stomach and our intestines and our pancreas, it kind of can get clogged by that mucus and makes it so our enzymes don't secrete properly, so we can't digest our food. Some people actually develop cystic fibrosis related diabetes or CFRD, and it makes it so like our insulin production is lower. And it's because of the fibrosis, the scarring of the beta cells in the pancreas. And people with CF also can have insulin resistance that can come and go, when we're sick or pregnant or on steroids. And it can return to normal range as soon as like any of that is ended.
I figured that it would be you have diabetes because you're eating so much junk because you can't keep the weight on. But that's interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah. That probably plays into it because we had to because our poor digestion, we have to eat more fatty and high calorie foods in order to maintain our weight. Our body works extra hard. Our immune system's always like constantly working to try and keep us healthy, that it uses all that energy, and we're not digesting properly anyway. So the little bit that we do get digested, the body's like, I need this now. Anyway, so
yeah.
Weight gain is an issue for some people.
Yeah. Oh, some, not all?
Yeah, not all.
Oh, okay. Have you met a fat cystic fibrosis?
No,
patient?
But I've met some that aren't super skinny.
Oh, okay. So they don't get fat; they're just not as skinny as the other.
I wouldn't say fat, but I wouldn't say they aren't. They're bigger than normal sized.
Normal CF size?
No,
or?
normal human body
okay.
size. So they're overweight, but I wouldn't say fat. They're overweight.
Oh, okay.
Though. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, it isn't an issue for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that enough information about what cystic fibrosis is?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. You just tell us what you want us to know.
Okay. I could probably keep going for a while.
Okay, so for you, what is cystic fibrosis? Like, what has it affected? How has it affected your everyday life?
Well, every day I have to take medications.
About how many do you take?
probably take, and this has varied over my lifetime. So right now, I take, a set amount of enzymes. I usually take 3 or 4 with meals. And then I take 2 to 3, 1 to 3 with a snack, depending on how big the snack is. So I average probably about 15 enzymes a day.
Dang.
That sounds about right. Then I feel like prior to Trikafta and the study drug I've been on, I had a whole lot more medications that I took. But then I take...
And a lot of other things you had to do.
And a lot of other...
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So right now I take my enzymes. I also take a multivitamin that has extra vitamin D in it because of our absorption of vitamin D, E, A, and K is really hard. Our body doesn't like to absorb those. And
so does that mean you don't get burned when you go outside? You don't get sunburned?
No, we do. We still absorb it through our skin. We just don't absorb it.
The body doesn't do anything with it.
Exactly.
How crazy would that be? You're
that
like,
would be really weird.
Like
that person is so pale, they must have CF. No. But yeah, I take extra vitamin D because to help my calcium absorption for our bones, because some CF people develop osteoporosis if they do not take extra vitamin D. So I take that, and then I take...
Is there a way to test for that? Like if you're...
There's a scan that they do of your body. It's called a DEXA scan, where it measures your bone health and your bone density. So you can actually go in and request that from your doctor if you want to know how your bone density is doing. And then they can kind of be like, oh, you're leaning to osteoporosis. You should do this and this. So
that's good to know.
It's a good test to take.
Do you do that yearly or just
every 2 years?
Whenever the doctors are like, oh, okay.
Every 2 years I do one of those. And it's not like, you don't even have to like do anything crazy. You lay on a table and this machine goes over you and it's like, and then you're done. You have to like put your legs on a pillow and...
Oh, okay.
So that your body's positioned a certain way. And that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. So I take medicines. I do a treatment every day.
Do you get a lot of x-rays when you go for checkups or anything?
I do an x-ray every year of my lungs. Okay. I do blood draws several times a year. They're checking on stuff.
Do they take a ton when you have to do that? Or?
Yeah, they do. It's a lot. It isn't tons and tons, but it's enough that usually on the day that I have a doctor's appointment, I'm worn out. I come home and I'm like, I need a nap.
Is it like more than 10 vials?
No, it's about that though. It's about 10 vials.
Oh my gosh. I think the only time I did more than one was, I think, when I was trying to get pregnant with Anders or Emmeline. It was like up to 4. So, oh my gosh, up to 10. That's great. That is insane. That's almost a pint. I don't know.
It's a lot of blood.
It is.
But I am on a study right now, so that's part of.
Oh, they need extra.
They
probably.
need extra for some of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
crazy. What other medicines do you have to take?
I usually do,
besides your Trikafta and enzymes.
A multivitamin. I used to take a oral antibiotic, but now I don't. And I used to.
Is that because of Trikafta?
Yes.
Or why? Oh, okay.
I don't need it anymore, which is good because it's not good to always be taking an antibiotic.
Yeah.
It's good in some ways because it helps fight stuff, but then your body
Then it
can build
kills
up
your
a
own.
resistance. And
Yeah. Then you're screwed when you get sick.
yep. And then I used to take an inhaled antibiotic every month as well, but I'm not doing that anymore either. So, let's see. I do a treatment every day. I do.
Okay,
And
what does that mean? What's a treatment?
okay, so I do a nebulized albuterol, which is a bronchodilator. It opens up your airways.
So she breathes that in. It's kind of like a super focused humidifier
Yes,
that she breathes in.
with a nebulizer, yeah. And
I just don't know if everybody knows what a
that's
nebulizer
true.
is.
Okay,
Google
it
it.
adds it adds oxygen to a liquid and makes it so you can breathe it in.
Okay.
And then my treatment consists of a vest that I put on, and then I connect it to 2 tubes, and it fills up full of air. And then I have an old vest, so you compress a button that then pumps the air in and out. So it kind of like vibrates my thoracic cavity or my chest. And you can change the pressure that the vest puts on. And you can also change the frequency, like how many pumps go in each second. Not each second. Is it each second? I think
Probably.
it's every couple of seconds. Anyway, you change the frequency and it's like duh duh duh. It can be like duh 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 or duh 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 or duh 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 duh. Really fast.
Really
So,
make you vibrate.
yeah. But it kind of just, the purpose of that is to loosen the mucus in my lungs so that I can cough it out. So I open up my airways with the breathing treatment, and then I loosen it with the vest, and then I do what I call huff breaths that then get me to cough, and I can bring all that loosened mucus up and out, and hopefully bring the germs along with it. So I do those. I do once a day. I do exercise to kind of keep my body in shape and help my heart and my lungs,
keep working.
keep strong.
Yeah.
So,
Not get lax in their jobs.
yeah, slacking off.
So obviously when you were first born with this disease, what was the life expectancy?
So when I was born, I was diagnosed when I was 3 months old. My parents, I just wasn't gaining weight, and I got pneumonia a couple times, and my parents are like, something's wrong. So I got to a point where I was so sick they had to life flight me to a hospital. And then my parents followed in the vehicle, and
That's terrifying.
it was pretty far away. It was a couple hours away, and
oh my gosh, so you were at the hospital getting treated while they weren't even there.
although my mom might have been on the flight with me, I'm not sure. I'll have to find out about that.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
I wasn't.
Your poor
I
parent.
was failing. My body was failing, and so
Okay.
they did these cut downs because they couldn't access a vein anywhere in my body, so I had to get these cut downs in my feet. They weren't able to access a vein on my one foot, and so they had to do the other foot. So I actually have these 2 scars on either of my ankles where they had to access.
Does cut down mean what it sounds like?
Yeah.
They had to cut into your skin to get to a vein?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because I was so dehydrated because
That they
hadn't
had to do it to
absorbed
find them.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 3 months old, and they pulled my parents aside and then said the life expectancy for someone with cystic fibrosis is 16 years old.
Oh man.
And
Okay. cut to improvements in the treatment over the years.
Okay.
What does that look like?
So what's interesting is I've kind of just ridden this wave of scientific advancement my whole life. Like as I've gotten closer to the set life expectancy,
Yeah. Air quotes.
yeah, it's improved again. And now we have this treatment. Like they used to do hand percussion treatments, which is where you kind of cup your hands and you pound,
hit your
hit.
yeah.
I don't know. They both sound like kind of violent words, but you like.
Well, you kind of do have to be violent with your body to knock whatever, all your
stuff
mucus
out.
loose. Yeah.
So that's what they do before, and then they came out with these like handheld devices that were cool. I still use one occasionally when we're traveling because I don't want to haul my vest around. But it's called a flutter. It's got like a weighted ball over.
I remember that.
Over a you breathe into it and the weighted ball bounces up and down. So it kind of gives that vibration almost essentially to my breathing when I'm breathing out. And so I use that still occasionally. They have
the medications, it seems
like
have gotten more advanced, especially since
when
you were born, it was 16. And then I remember when I met you,
it was 25.
It was 20. Oh, I thought it was 21. Yeah, it was 25. I think we were 18. So I was like, okay.
And then I got to like 27 and 28, and I've just been like
you just
behind
keep going. Yeah. Riding the wave of just kidding. We've got stuff for you to make you live longer.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so with the clinical trial that you're on, I know we've talked about this before, but kind of recap for our listeners. I was going somewhere with this and I just lost it. Dang it. So with the improvements over the years, I remember now. I got it. Now instead of worrying about dying, you're worried now about getting, I think, was it cancer in your...
I just made that up. I'm not going to get cancer.
No, well, you said something was you had a higher chance, like people with cystic fibrosis has a higher chance of pancreatic cancer or something like that.
Oh, colon cancer.
Colon cancer. Yeah. See? You didn't make that up.
They do have a higher risk, but it's not like we're dying of that. We're still dying of
because you're dying of cystic fibrosis. Yeah.
But no, they do have a higher risk of developing colon cancer. But it isn't like...
You're like...
It isn't like we're trading. I'm not going to die from CF anymore. I'm going to die from colon cancer. No, we just have a greater tendency for that. So...
Gotcha. Okay. Well, still, you're like gaining weight now, where prior,
so
that was not happening.
The emergence of Trikafta, the medicine is gene therapy. So what it does is it goes and like alters my DNA for the day so that it performs properly.
Oh, interesting.
It makes it so that CFTR protein does its job and gets salt and water in and out of my cells properly. So it's a daily medication, but instantly it's when you take it, it's what's called the purge, is what people with CF call it. Is all of a sudden we have this urge to like cough and cough and cough. To get all of this, and it's just like tons of mucus just is coming out of you, and you're just like, what am I going to do with all this? I started Trikafta when I was in the hospital, so I was able to see on my PFTs this like drastic change of where my health was to where it went in a week.
Dang,
so I went into the hospital, and this was, I was near the end, Kindy. I was on oxygen. I was, you know, I was just, I was super
You're
sick.
this was it.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like,
man.
there's not much else I can do here. And this drug got FDA approved. And they're like, we can start you on it while you're here. And I was like, great. And my PFTs went from, so the PFT is a
Physical
measure.
fitness test.
No, it's a
Oh.
pulmonary function test.
Oh, okay.
So it's a breathing test that measures how your lungs are performing and what your lung capacity is.
Oh, okay.
And so it measures that. And my measurement went from 27 at the beginning of that hospital stay to 67.
Holy crap.
I had a 40% increase in my lung capacity.
Yeah.
On this medication,
That's
which
a
was
huge difference.
Yes. I felt like I could actually breathe. Like it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And I don't know if other people with CF have felt this, but it felt like my lungs were wet.
For the first
I don't
time
know
in your
how
life.
like describing that makes sense, but it felt like I could actually they felt like what normal lungs probably feel like, I bet. But I called it my wet lungs instead of feeling dry and sticky, unyielding.
Yeah.
It was like I had these wet lungs that I could just get stuff out easy.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Man.
And
That
then,
would be, especially that drastic of a difference just in a week.
yes, I've been on, I was on Trikafta for 3 years, and then I got on this study drug, and I've been on it for the last 3 years. And it just got FDA approved. And so now it is out there. It's called Alif Trek or Aleph Trek. I don't know how to pronounce it. I saw the letters, and so that's how I say it. But it's similar to Trikafta, except that you only have to take it once a day instead of twice a day. So.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But it's been great. And my being on it was able to help that drug go through. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. So who is a famous person that has CF?
Okay. So I looked this one up and I was like, I couldn't find anyone that I recognized. There aren't very many people that are famous with CF, but there is a guy that was on the new Star Trek movies. He's like, I don't know. I think he's Russian.
I think he passed away, didn't he? He had an accident.
No.
The Chekhov guy?
Yep.
Pavel Chekhov? Yeah, his name's Anton Yelchin. He is St. Petersburg. He is Russian.
Okay. So he is Russian, and he died from CF, but he didn't let people know that he had CF until it was found out afterwards. Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's impressive. How do you explain that on set? And he just starts hacking away. That is impressive. That he was able to do that, because he was pretty.
Yeah, he played
big,
he played the navigator on the Star Trek movies. So that was the one that I was like, I recognize him.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
He had CF.
Okay, that's cool. Not that he died from it, but that's cool that there is someone famous that has had it. Who has done a good depiction of CF in the media or movies or TV shows or what have you? Like who's done a good
I think
depiction of it?
there's a movie that's about people with cystic fibrosis. It's called 5 Feet Apart. And what was interesting is they actually had a lot of help from somebody who had CF there on set that was kind of coaching the actors and telling them what to do.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
Nope,
really
you're not
good.
hacking enough or coughing enough, I should say.
I bet she did say stuff like that. But not to be a downer
Nope, you
or anything.
started
She
laughing.
actually, the girl that was actually helping them, went in and got a lung transplant, and she died of complications from that.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, it
That's
was
too bad.
before they even finished recording the movie. But she did have a lot
serious.
of
Influence
help
on it?
and influence on it. So
Oh,
that
that's
was
good.
they didn't do a very good job with like all the laughing that they did. They didn't start coughing, which is I was like, that's not real. 'Cause when you laugh, you cough. When you have CF, especially if you're sick enough to be in the hospital. So
Oh, yeah.
sometimes when you're healthy, you don't. But if they're in the hospital, they should be laughing,
Hacking it
then
up.
coughing. It turns into a cough fest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've witnessed many of those. And I can't help it every time I'm like, you're okay, right? I'm pretty sure it gets so old, but I'm still like, okay,
And I'm
I know
always like,
she's okay, but I'm just
nodding,
gonna ask. Yeah,
nodding
she's
and
nodding.
waving
She's
you
like,
off.
yeah, yep.
While I'm coughing.
Yep, I'm like, okay. I know you're fine. I just have to ask because I don't know. I don't know what to do in this situation. It's just you just wait it out. Has there been any bad depictions of CF, like inaccurate?
Whenever they do like medical TV dramas, the people with CF, their coughs aren't very believable. They're like,
I actually recently saw a movie where the main actress had CF.
oh yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, she wasn't believable either.
what movie was it?
It has Freddie Prinze Jr. in it. I think it's one of his lesser known films because I didn't even know about it. Jack and Jill is what it's called.
I've never
Jack
seen
and Jill versus the World, 2008.
Huh.
So.
Yep, haven't seen that.
But anyway, it was cute. I liked it. But it also didn't make me feel like she had CF. I was like, I know somebody who does, and she doesn't. I mean, you're an actress, so. But there were very cute moments of bonding. So.
Oh, cool. Maybe I'll check it out.
Have you done any awareness type events yourself?
I did. I did a telethon when we lived in, I don't know if it was Alaska or if it was Oklahoma. Anyway, I did a telethon for the Children's Miracle Network when I was younger, right around the age of 7. I don't remember when.
Serious? That young?
Yeah. And my whole family was there. They had our whole family come, and then they had me talk for a little bit. I don't even remember what I said. Like,
yeah.
I remember we were all in our Sunday best, and we went and we appeared on this telethon and asked for, like, contributions. I actually have the TV guide that we're in it, like in the actual TV guide, our family picture, and
no way.
Yeah, so maybe I'll put that on the Facebook.
Yeah, you should. You guys are famous.
But yeah, we did a telethon, and we would raise money for the Children's Miracle Network, which was cool.
That is cool. Okay, well, speaking of children, what was your childhood like?
Oh, well, I feel like I was a regular kid, other than like I had to go to the hospital sometimes. And I had to take medicine and do treatments. But for me, it was regular. Like, that's normal.
Probably not so much with your parents or siblings.
Yeah. I do remember, like, at our nighttime prayers, one of my siblings or me would say, "Bless that Emmeline gets over her CF." Like I can get over it like a cold.
Right. Yeah.
It will just go
Right.
away.
It'll
But
just disappear.
you know, for little kid comprehension, that makes sense. But I remember saying that my whole growing up years. Like,
At what
that's
point
what
did you realize
that
this isn't
like
that's
as
the
an
wrong
adult,
thing to
I'm
ask?
like, huh, why did we say that?
Probably one of those things you just get in the habit of and you don't really realize what you're saying until you actually think about it.
Oh,
Too funny.
yeah.
So you felt like you had a normal childhood
I
other than the
do.
fact
I mean, there was times where I was like, I can't do such and such thing. I remember like in gym class where it was like run a mile. I was like, I can't like run the whole time. And the gym teacher was like, if you need to like slow down and walk for a bit, that's fine. I was like, okay.
I'll do that. I'll just walk the whole mile.
It was like timed and stuff, you know. So there was like things, but then I had a friend who had asthma and she would walk with me too because she couldn't do it. And so I was like, okay.
Oh, there you go.
I had a buddy. But and we kind of pushed each other. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. And then sometimes she'd be like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. So we'd like slow down and walk, and then one of us would push the other to start running again. So let's see. So there's times where I felt a little bit limited in my activities that I could accomplish. I couldn't do them as well as other people or as long. And yeah, there were those times where I'd have to like make up a whole bunch of schoolwork because I would go into the hospital. So I had 2 weeks of schoolwork that I'd have to make up. But for the most part, all my teachers were really good about working with me. There were only a few times where like my mom really had to go after a teacher, or I did once I was in high school. And one time I got a really bad grade in a class because that was the only C I ever got. Was my Spanish teacher was like, nope, it was due then and you weren't here. And I was like, yeah, but I was in the hospital, and he wouldn't take that as an excuse.
Wow.
So I didn't
That's interesting.
I got a C. Oh. Anyway.
That's crazy. Oh, compassion does not hit everybody.
And that's like so illegal now. Like you can't do that, but
yeah.
Like if there's a valid reason and it's medical, like they have to
work with you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm old enough that back in my day.
So how has having CF affected your friendships or relationships?
That is a great question. I think that when I'm first getting to know people, that it isn't something that I like come out and say. I'm like, I'm Emmeline and I have cystic fibrosis. No, it's not like
you're at a meeting.
Exactly. It's more like once I'm with them and I'm like, yeah, this one's gonna stick.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of just let people know. So I think in a way that kind of affects things because I'm not just like, maybe there's like acquaintances that I have that just think I get colds a lot. Like,
yeah, there could be.
And that's fine. I think as far as like relationships go when like dating and stuff, that was not something I talked about. It was once it got like serious that I was like, okay, time to broach the subject, and that happened once. So and I married him, so it worked out.
Yeah. So it was like, hey, just so you know, our hospital bills will be different than normal.
But Kyle also knew me, like we are friends, so he knew that about me anyway.
Yeah. Probably
so
just
he actually came and visited me in the hospital before we were even dating.
What?
So
He did?
Yeah,
That's so
he
sweet.
did. He came and he brought a Nintendo and we played it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really
That's
sweet.
so sweet. That is.
So
That's cool. So after you told people though, did they treat you different or
I
did you
think
not
a
know
lot of
them well
people were
enough to
like,
know?
a lot of people were like, oh, that's why you cough and have all the time. That makes sense.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's why you take medicine before you eat. Like most of the time, I take my enzymes like a ninja and nobody notices, but every once in a while people will. But
Yeah. You're
um,
like, it's vitamins. Weird shaped vitamins.
um, but most people are like, oh, that explains so much, you know,
Mm,
once they
yeah.
do know. How was it for you? Like, what did you?
I don't even remember the conversation. Do remember your belly bubble though.
Uh,
I think he like took it out in front of me too. I was
oh,
like,
he
oh,
did?
okay.
My
This is
G
what's
tube.
happening. Yeah, your G tube. You're like, I don't need this anymore. I don't know. I think for me, I don't realize the severity of a situation until it's actually present. So I was like, okay, I'll just have fun until it changes, or I don't know. I was like, okay. I think as time went, I probably asked you questions and stuff, but I don't remember the day of the conversation or anything. It probably just felt like to me, it probably just felt like you were telling me your favorite color. It was just another fact about you.
All right. Yeah, which is usually why I like wait before I tell people because it's like it's part of me, but it isn't like who I
It's not
want
like
to.
everybody has to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because then probably the people that you just met, you're telling them you've got CF, it's probably like a conversation killer.
Oh yeah. Or it's like, oh, I got to stay away from her. She's a sick person, or
Yeah. Something weird.
I
Yeah.
don't know. So
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, that's good that you put yourself around good people that you kind of did. Okay. So with you doing that, did you have to learn to be more strategic in who you told? Or did you just kind of figure that out as you were growing
I
up?
don't think I ever like had a moment where I was like, this is how I need to do it. It was just kind of like
You're
how
just
I
kinda
always did it.
natural instinct.
Yeah, it was
kind
more
of thing.
like
Yeah.
it had to be a natural flow.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't go up to somebody and just tell them everything right away.
Life story.
That's
Some people do. And it is awkward. You're like, I don't know you. I just asked you your name and you're telling me everything.
that's true. There are those people.
You're more self-aware than that, which is good. Too funny. So how many people have offered you cough drops in your lifetime?
That's a good one. It's probably like over. I can't even guess. It's got
Can't
to be
even count.
over.
It's too many.
It's a lot. It's like over 200, over 500. I don't know.
I think I've
It's a lot.
witnessed a few of those. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's not going to help her. We'll keep her awake if she's about to fall asleep. But
They do help. They soothe, but it's just like it's not gonna treat the problem. It's just gonna soothe.
Yeah.
So,
But you'll still cough. It'll soothe your throat while you're coughing.
yep. Sometimes it helps lessen the
it?
coughing, but
Oh,
it doesn't.
okay.
It's almost like you don't want to stop the coughing because the coughing's helping you.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, interesting.
like that. I remember my doctor when I was little was like, told my mom, don't have her take like cough medicine or decongested medicine because it will prevent her from getting stuff out.
Ah.
So there's times where I'll accept a cough drop or have a cough drop myself because I don't want to cough in this situation. Like
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
up there giving an important speech, and here's me just
Trying to cough up some germs.
like that's not a good time. But yeah, it's been a lot, lots
Yeah.
of cough drops. One time, I remember this one time when I was coughing, and we were at somebody new's house that they didn't know I had CF, right? And I'm just coughing, and they offered me, they're like, "Are you all right? Do you need a drink of water?" And Kyle was like, "Oh, she's fine." And they gave him the dirtiest look. Like, how dare you speak for her? She's
miss
coughing.
her suffering
Like,
right
this
now.
guy is a bad husband. Like, and Kyle was like, he felt so horrible. And he was like, he knew that's what I would have said if I would have had the chance to say it.
Yeah.
But I was coughing.
While you're
and
coughing, I've heard you.
Fine. Exactly. And so he just said it for me, and oh man, he got the dirtiest look. Like, how dare he speak for her? And
I take it he hasn't done it since.
oh, probably not. I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
It's probably been a while since you've had a coughing
He
fit
definitely
like
remembers the experience, so probably he's never done it again.
that. Yeah. It's like not helping her out.
She can speak for herself.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Make that mistake. Yeah. You just gotta wait it out. So prior episodes and kind of sprinkled within, we've talked about our superpowers that we've got. What is a superpower that you have because of your CF?
I can cough to cover laughter.
When would that apply? That's what I want to
in
know.
serious situations when you're supposed
Or
to
like
be
raising
serious
your
and
kid,
something
probably.
happens that I think is funny.
That's
Because
not
that
supposed to be.
happens a lot to me, apparently. Like at church, somebody says something weird, and I start laughing, and I'm like, I can't be laughing, so I start coughing over it so that I'm not laughing at the person.
Speaking
Just
of
like
coughing.
that.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like they'd catch the laughter before
They
you
don't.
cough.
Kyle knows.
Really?
Like, people who know me know.
Yeah.
And that's
Because
what
I've
it
heard
sounds
that
like.
before.
Yep. That's me covering
Covering
my laugh.
That's a pretty good superpower.
Yeah.
Did you ever attend any meetups or camps or anything with other CFers, like get-togethers or anything?
So what's interesting is camps used to be a thing, and meetups were a thing for a long time. They had
it's
these,
like you've got cancer, let's
overnight.
get together.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
Meet
up with
let's
other
commiserate
people.
together.
Meet up with other people that have it. Meet up with other families that are supporting these people. And they would actually sit in a giant circle and thump the person in front of them.
Oh, no
Like
way.
they'd have treatments together at these camps. And then you'd go
that's
do activities and all sorts of stuff. They don't do them now because they realized that that's where CF people were spreading germs like crazy to each other. But they didn't realize that's what was happening until about the mid-90s. So prior to that, I did go to like a family day, and I was sitting at a table with a whole bunch of other people with CF, and we went and got like hot dogs or hamburgers or something, and this kid was sitting next to me, and he pulled out his enzymes to eat them, right? And he dumped like over 20 enzymes into his hand. I had to like drink water, take some, drink water, take some. And I was like, you have to take that many? And he's like, yeah. I was like, that's a lot. And I dumped out like my 5 and popped them. Because depending on
Going
which
off.
enzyme you take, it has different like properties. And
Okay.
the ones they
So they
take
have
now
tailored.
are stronger, essentially, than the ones I used to take. So I used to have to take more enzymes, but the ones I take now are kind of like more concentrated,
Potent.
So-
Oh, okay.
potent, yeah,
Potent. So you don't have to take as many.
as I used to. But yeah, he
Okay.
took like 20 enzymes, and I was like,
Oh, man.
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
After that thing, I was like, thanks, Heavenly Father, for making it so I don't have to take that.
Yeah.
I don't have that bad of CF. I always feel like whenever I met somebody else with CF, there was one girl that in one of my hospital stays that we hung out in the like kids room together.
Mm-hmm.
And she already slightly had osteoporosis in her back. And she was like, I don't know, a teenager. And her clubbing on her fingers was really bad, but she had long nails and it looked very pretty.
Nice.
She had narrower fingers than me. But I remember thinking like, whoa, she has long nails that are clubbed, because I've always kept mine very short. I think it's mostly because I work with my hands a lot and they chip if I ever grew them out. But
Yeah.
it's also probably a self-conscious thing because I don't want to draw attention to them. I remember one time my nephew was like, how come you have alien fingers? And I was like,
Whoa.
I do
Leave
have
it to a
alien
kid.
fingers.
That's another superpower. You have alien fingers.
But yeah, so I've met a few other people with CF, and it's
That
been,
have had worse experiences
yeah,
or
they've
are in a worse situation.
they were,
Man,
yeah.
that's interesting. It's interesting how it takes another person's suffering to have you realize how good you have it.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's kind of sad too. Like, do we
It
have to
is.
really experience that to be grateful?
Right? Yeah. Or yeah, I don't know. It's just it is interesting because it can always be worse.
Yep. Yep.
Is there anyone else in your family that has CF? Like, is it something that's super common, or is it just kind of only one person in like a family line or something like that that gets it?
Okay. Well, I do have a second cousin that has CF.
Interesting.
It is because it's a genetic disease. You inherit it from both parents. Kind of like, okay, let's have the example of, let's say, brown hair. It's a dominant trait. If you carry a gene that's blonde hair and a gene that's brown hair is going to show up, right?
Okay.
For cystic fibrosis, it's a recessive trait. That means you have to get from each parent the recessive gene in order for it to show up. So if if my mom had given me a non-CF gene and my dad gave me a CF gene, I wouldn't have CF. I would just carry it. Both of my parents are carriers, though, so they both gave me the recessive gene. And that's the only time it shows up, is if you get one from both parents. Now, my siblings, I think all of them are carriers, but I'm not positive. The ones that have tested are carriers.
Okay.
My boys, Lorenzo and Clark, they're both carriers because they got a dominant trait from Kyle and a recessive from me. So they have the chance of having children depending on if their wife carries CF. They could possibly have children
have a
with
higher
cystic
chance.
fibrosis.
That is so crazy.
So you're either you carry two dominants, or you carry a dominant and recessive and the dominant shows up, or you carry two recessives and that's CF.
So Do you have plans of having conversations with your boys of getting them tested before they have kids just to prepare
Well,
themselves, or how does that work?
because they
Or
got
is that even a thing?
they don't need to be tested. Their wives can get tested.
Oh, I see. It's the wife that would need to be tested to see if
Yes.
it's likely. Okay.
Because if she's a
That's
carrier,
something that
or if she has CF, then they'll definitely have some kids with CF, or most likely
Yeah.
will. Because maybe my boys will just hand off the dominant trait, the
Oh, okay.
non-CF gene, and none of their kids will have it.
Is that something you've thought about having a conversation with them to like, hey,
Yeah,
wife,
eventually.
before we have kids, do you want to get
It,
tested?
it might be when they're getting really serious. I'll pull the girl aside and be like, just so you know, this is a thing. And it feels like CF isn't such a big deal anymore, as long as you have good insurance.
Yeah.
Because of the
way medicine has advanced so much.
Exactly.
Okay.
But still, it will definitely be a conversation that I'll have with the potential wife of my
Love
kids.
interest.
If they're like,
Yeah.
we're thinking about getting married, I'll be like, okay, so
I need to take your future spouse out to dinner.
just have a little conversation. And it's not going to be like doom and gloom. It's going to be like, this is something to take into consideration. If this is going to be a deal breaker for you.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because marriage is hard. Why add stuff that you know is going to be really hard for you?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true. How many people have cystic fibrosis?
Globally, it's estimated there are between 100,000 and 165,000. The only reason it's such a huge estimate is
that seems a lot.
It's difficult to determine the exact number because
really
a lot of people, like, third world countries don't necessarily report those things.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, well, I imagine the United States would. How many are in the United States?
Approximately 30,000 people in the United States have CF. So,
are there states that have more than others?
Yes. Minnesota actually has the most people with cystic fibrosis.
No way.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
It's one of the best cystic fibrosis centers. So, and probably like the reason why it's the best is it could be like correlation doesn't equal causation. I don't know if it's because there are a lot of cystic fibrosis people there that it's one of the top, or is it one of the top and then a lot of people moved there?
Oh.
So I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Gotcha.
That's where they developed the vest, was in Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, heck yeah, if it helps improve your life, why not?
Yeah.
Where wouldn't you go to, extend your life?
Exactly. There's actually been a couple of hospitals that when we Kyle went to go like hunt for a new job, we actually, part of the couple of places that we actually looked into were because they had good hospitals.
Oh, okay.
So that actually played into some of the reasons why we looked certain places. We didn't end up in any of those places, but it was the reason we looked there.
One of many. I know you also talked about where is a good place for Emmeline to breathe.
Yes. That
conducive
was definitely
to Emmeline's lungs.
Yeah. Factored in.
Understood. Okay, so apparently there's CF centers?
Yes. So
what exactly is
a CF center? Is a hospital that has a specific clinic for cystic fibrosis patients.
Oh,
And
okay.
different hospitals have specialized medicine.
Okay. Is there a really good one?
The Minnesota one is really good. There's also a really good one in Seattle, and John Hopkins is a good one.
It makes sense that Minnesota is where that vest came out of, because apparently the main campus of the Mayo Clinic is Rochester, Minnesota.
Oh, well, there you
So
go.
there you go. Yeah. Have you been to many of the
CF
CF
centers. Let's
centers?
see. We had one in
Because you guys
Southern.
moved around a lot,
Yeah,
so I
we did.
imagine you had an opportunity to.
We did. I had one in Anchorage. I had one in Oklahoma. I had one in Chicago and St. Louis and Springfield, maybe. And then I did the University of Utah in Salt Lake. And then here in South Carolina. So, how many was that? 7?
It was a lot. Do you have a favorite?
I do. I really liked. Now, for my mom, this is not the answer. Her favorite one's not the one that I'm going to say. I really liked the one in Chicago. It was the Children's Memorial in Chicago was my favorite.
Why?
My doctor there was really great. He was my first doctor there wasn't, but he retired halfway through us
good.
living there. He was fine and he was very knowledgeable. But he didn't have a very good bedside manner. And then I went to a complete contrast of my new doctor who had a great bedside manner. He was just what a kid needed. You know, he was
super
kind and
personable
funny and explained things so I understood what he was talking about. And
that's good.
it was great. I felt like I was actually part of the conversation instead of just my parents knowing what was going on. Now, mind you, it was
being
probably
talked about.
also like I was ready for that. And before I was just like, do whatever you need to do. I'm a kid. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I was probably to the point where I was like, I need to start caring about this. And so he probably helped that transition, I think.
Yeah.
But
came at the right time.
Dr. Boaz, he was great.
Boaz. That's a great name. I mean, I'd love to have that kind of doctor.
But my
Boaz.
mom hated that hospital because she never felt like I was safe when I was there.
What?
Because it was Chicago, and Chicago is a little bit scary. And
yeah, it is.
There's always like
something crazy, probably.
Something crazy going on. There's like inmates and cops were there for that, and there was criminal activity with bad people being brought in because a hospital.
But weren't you in like a separate place though? Well, like, was it not big enough for you to be removed enough to where you were kind of in a safer area in the hospital?
It was a children's hospital, but still, there's like, crazy parents and
there are
bad situations, and I don't know. I never felt it, but my mom was always worried.
Yeah.
She never let me, out of her sight.
I wouldn't either.
She was probably very stressed out the whole time I was at the hospital whenever we went there. So
I'm sure.
I loved it.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm sure in all of your lifetime you have had tons of doctors. So is there something that a doctor has done that has made them stand out to you as far as like, this is a great doctor or they're better than you've experienced with other doctors?
I think for me, and everybody's different, I love a good bedside manner. I like to be able to know that I can go to them with my questions and I will get answers. Some doctors aren't that way.
Oh, interesting.
And I had a really great doctor in Salt Lake, Dr. Lou, and he always took my questions and always explained stuff to me. Like, I'm like, I read about this new thing coming along. And he's like, oh, well, let me explain this to you. And he would just unload information to me. It was the coolest thing. I loved
That
it
is
because
cool.
I always felt I learned so much from him. He was a great doctor. He is a great doctor. He's still out there. I don't know if
Oh, okay.
he's getting close to retiring though. So,
Oh, okay.
but
He could still be out there.
He's great.
Well, that's good.
I do have a story to tell from the hospital in Chicago that I just remembered.
Okay.
They let us, because I had to exercise. Part of my hospital stay is I had to exercise while I was at the hospital. So you don't just, sit in the bed for 2 weeks.
Sit there. Yeah.
So they had a church school that was across the street from the hospital. And they would open it up to patients, the gym. And
okay.
I would go there, and when my family would come visit, we'd go and we'd play in this gym. They had basketballs and dodgeballs and little scooters. They could
nice.
play all sorts of games. There was hula hoops and so we'd go in there and we'd just run around. I did some very specific exercises and stretches and stuff. And then we'd just play. And it was so much fun. Because I'm sure for my siblings, coming to visit me in the hospital was miserable. I have to go and I sit in this room and a lot of times I'd be attached to, IVs, actually, the whole time I was. When I was younger, though, they didn't have me on a constant flow of something, and so I'd have these breaks. And so during those breaks, we'd go to this cool gym. So
well, it was also probably hard for your mom to wrangle all the kids just to come see you.
Well, she was there with me the whole time, so it would be my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. One parent against 4, because there's 4 older.
Yep.
2, 3, yeah. Okay.
4 older and 1 younger. So
that's a lot to wrangle to come see you. Yeah, especially if Tim was young enough.
Yeah.
Or anyway, yeah, 5 kids. 4 initially, and then 5.
Yep.
Ugh. I only have 2, and that's hard. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. Parents, the things they do for us.
I know.
How many people have you met that have CF?
Okay. Well, let's see. I've mentored 4 people. There's this
what
program.
Does that entail?
Okay. I realized I was like,
you're going to tell me.
It's
too vague.
The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation has a program that you can, if you are struggling with something new or have questions about a procedure, and you can reach out to this program and say, can I talk with someone that has experience in this?
Okay.
And I am part of this program as a mentor, and I have met 4 ladies that I've become friends with that, for whatever reason, I think 3 of them are because they were in a time of life where they were thinking about kids or wanting kids and just had questions about that. And so I was able to offer, my 2 cents and able to talk with them about it and answer their questions. Not at a medical professional, more just this is what worked for me, and here's some of my experiences. And so it's a really cool program. So if you have CF, and it's the peer mentor program, and it's really cool. I've met 4 people from hospital stays. When I was little, that one girl in the room
Oh, with
that
the
I'd
long
spend
nails.
with, and with long nails, and then that one kid at the family
Camp out.
event. I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
met other kids there, but I didn't talk to any of them. I only talked to the one kid. And then this one girl that was across from me, like we are kitty corner rooms, and we kind of just sat in our doorways and talked to each other across the hallway.
Since you couldn't get closer.
Yeah. And then, anyway, and then I had in college, my first college experience, there was a guy in my biology class. And the reason I know that is I actually was like, ooh, we're talking about cystic fibrosis. And I went up to the professor and I was like, I can talk about this tomorrow if you want. He's like, you want to do a presentation? And I was like, sure. And so I got up and I kind of gave a little presentation about cystic fibrosis, and then sat down. And afterwards, a kid came up to me and was like, I have CF too. And we went and had lunch together.
Ah! No, I'm just kidding.
And then 2 lived in the town in Wyoming that we lived in. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So it's been
okay.
I don't know. Is that 10 people? 11?
A lot.
12?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
20.
It's been quite a few that I've met, interacted with.
So,
more than just hi.
Yeah. Let's hang out for a little bit. So, as the progression of the medications has gotten better, are you able to be around individuals with CF more, or in like small bursts of time?
No. So what they have us do now is they're like, it's best to not be, obviously 6 feet apart at least. And, it's better if you want to talk to each other to just call each other on the phone. Because we can give each other, right. I can't give you my pneumonias or anything because they're CF specific. Now, I could give you like regular germs, like a cold, or if I got COVID, I could give you COVID, or, any of those things.
Could I give you?
Yes.
I could get you sick really easy.
Yes.
And then you could get worse because of what I gave you.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Which is...
Yeah, see? That never clicked. So anytime I got sick, I probably still hung out with you and was like, whatever. I don't know. I did not pay attention to any of that. Like, that wouldn't have crossed my mind. So I'm sorry if I ever got you really sick.
Well, I can't think of a time that you did, so.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so you can't give me anything, but I can sure give you tons of stuff. So.
Yes. Well, I could give you regular stuff, but I can't give you anything specific to CF. Like when I'm coughing from my Pseudomonas that I have, I can't be giving you Pseudomonas. You wouldn't get it. You have Pseudomonas in you. It's just it doesn't affect you.
Oh, okay. As yours does you.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So you still have to stay 6 feet apart and you can't.
And interact.
That hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed because we can still give each other germs.
But you had lunch with the guy.
Emmeline. We sat far
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good job.
We were safe.
Yeah.
Editing note. This episode went a little long, so we decided to break it up into 2 parts. You just listened to part 1. Part 2 will be our next episode. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about cystic fibrosis. Well, we would love to hear from you. We post a question on our Facebook page along with pictures from the episode if you want to check those out. You can reach out to us there on Facebook or our email, and there are links to both of those on our website, and they are all listed in the show notes.
Help us grow by telling others about us. Share something you learned with them. Like how Emmeline's still here and is amazing, and how she's taken CF and just gone with it. Like, there's people who find out and it just completely crashes their world, but you've taken your diagnosis and you haven't made it about that. You've you've loved and experienced life, which I think is great. We also would like to thank Red Productions for the music and Jonica for our logo, and to our listeners, we really appreciate you.
Toodle pip. All right, since you guys haven't heard enough of me talking, so Lorenzo, he does this thing when he walks into a room, like in our house. At home, whenever he like gets up from doing something and is going to do something else, he'll like dance and do all sorts of like moves, and they're like weird moves. But you know, he feels it and he's loving it, and that's what makes it the best, is because like even though he's like spinning and, you know, whomping his arms,
moving around,
kicking and doing weird, like, I don't know, it's just, they're the best. I have filmed a few of them. But nice. He's just like, he'll just dance his emotion, and awesome. It's wonderful, and I love it so much, and it cracks me up every time. And he's like, "What'd you think about that one, Mom?" And I'm like, "It was the best."
Yeah, maybe he just does them for you.
It's great.
Yeah.